distinguished guests, dear ministers, deputy ministers, ambassadors, colleagues and friends, thank you all for joining us to this important and timely conference on regional clean energy outlook. It is great pride that, on behalf of the Atlantic Council, I am kicking off our two-day conference exploring the future of clean energy in the vast region of Eastern Europe, the Balkans, Caucasus, and Central Asia, with Turkey at its nexus ahead of COP27. We gather today during a time of unprecedented uncertainty and challenge in the political, economic, and energy spheres. The fallout of Russia's invasion of Ukraine has led to an urgent and profound re-questioning of energy security across Europe and world markets globally. However, every challenge comes with an opportunity. I am looking forward to hearing the creative solutions from our impressive lineup of speakers across the region, as well as from Europe and the United States today and tomorrow. We are hosting 11 ministers and deputy ministers in this conference, who you all will be hearing from them in person, especially tomorrow. We will host a private meeting only for the ministers and deputy ministers, where we all will be discussing regional energy security and clean energy transition challenges in an official and off-the-record setting with them also tomorrow. And with this occasion, I also like to thank Deputy Minister of Turkey Alparslan Bayraktar and Mr. Jeffrey Payat, Under Secretary of State for Energy Resources, who also joined us for this conference. So thank you. During the next 2 days, we will discuss several important headlines, and we will have the opportunity to hear from global energy leaders and experts how to accelerate the energy transition and emerging technologies from hydrogen to small modular reactors and circular economy. Finally, in the lead up to COP27 next month, the discussions will be critical to generate the cooperation necessary to tackle one of the most pressing issues facing humanity: the climate change. Since launching Atlantic Council's Turkey program, Atlantic Council in Turkey in 2018, clean energy has been one of the main pillars of our work in addition to the regional energy security. This conference will be the third high-level gathering we have hosted on clean and renewable energy in Turkey, and second with the EBRD. With this opportunity, I would like to thank Atlantic Council Global Energy Center, which also partnered with us in this conference. And I would like to thank André Pienaar, CEO and founder of C5 Capital, for his support to the organization of this conference, and also to all our partners supporting our work. Last but not the least, I would like to thank, of course, our key institutional partner, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. On that note, I would like to welcome to the podium Arvid Tuerkner, EBRD's Managing Director for Turkey. Arvid, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear Excellencies, distinguished guests. It's really good to see so many policymakers, practitioners, and also representatives of the financing community here. But really, before I start to speak a bit about substance, I would like to thank Defne and Atlantic Council team for organizing this conference together with us. But really, Pina and Grady did a fantastic job in putting all this up and bringing us together here. So why does clean energy today matters more than ever? We are facing the stark reality of a cold winter ahead of us, and since last February, gas prices in Europe have averaged 2.5 times the levels of 21. So for many countries in the EBRD region, higher gas prices also imply increases in gas import bills, equivalent to as much as 4 to 5% of GDP, as economies are, of course, often highly dependent on gas in their energy mix. Russia's war in Ukraine has put a major focus on energy security, and we are seeing as clear as ever the importance of energy efficiency measures, and the need to diversify away from hydrocarbons. The mixture of middle income, emerging and developing economies where the EBRD operates include countries that are highly carbon and energy intensive and those that are most vulnerable to the physical impact of a changing climate. And Turkey, where we are together here, is certainly one of them. But also countries in Central and Eastern Europe, they are now noticing the vulnerability of their situation. And as a result, we are seeing substantial efforts on political and economic levels to address this. There's a clear case for renewables. This is a key strategy to ensure energy security and diversification. Increasing renewable energy capacity would free natural gas for exports and consequently help decarbonize energy-intensive sectors. In this respect, renewable energy will be crucial for Turkey, as for others, to achieve net zero emissions in hard-to-decarbonize sectors. The good news is that many countries with challenging energy outlooks carry actually the potential to lead the way in clean energy transition. Last decade has already seen an impressive growth in renewable energy, driven by favorable macroeconomic conditions, but also decreasing costs of renewable energy technologies. We are pleased to see the pace of renewable energy investments in Turkey, for example, and are proud to be part of that work. And we expect to see further increase going forward, mainly due to the significant solar and wind energy potential we have here in Turkey, but also in the broader region. In order to realize this potential, we need two things: green finance and the right policies. Let me speak a little bit about finance first. Also because in the current environment that might seem even more daunting, I would say. Development banks like EBRD, we do provide funding at scale for both climate change mitigation and adaptation projects, but we can never reach the scale we all want to see without private sources of finance. Last year at COP26, we announced our action plan to mobilize climate finance with the intention to double our mobilization of private sector climate financing by 2025. We have a tried and tested business model that allows us to blend concessional finance with our own funds and offer technical assistance for project preparation and implementation. In Turkey, EBRD has launched a new €500 million framework under the name of Green Economy Financing Facility. Here we work with partner financial institutions to bring green finance to small and medium-sized businesses, but also households, to invest in green technologies. And we have similar facilities across the region. But we do need private sources of finance to come along and recommend climate strategies as a useful tool to attract private sector participation. Next to finance, the other key ingredient to achieve our clean energy goals are the right policies. Let me give you a very small insight into our work, again, on the example of Turkey. Turkey has already announced via the Ministry of Trade's National Green Deal Action Plan the development of decarbonization roadmaps for a number of carbon-intensive sectors. And as EBRD, we are now working with the Ministry of Industry and Technology on these decarbonization roadmaps in hard-to-abate sectors, and these are steel, aluminium, cement, and also fertilizer. We are also working with the Ministry of Environment, Urbanization and Climate Change to understand the financial impact of the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism on the wider economy, assessing also future voluntary carbon markets and exploring the opportunities and implications of participation in Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. We also hope to work with the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources on an assessment and potential alternatives to local content premium and local content requirements, as these have been actually roadblocks for a more extensive support of EBRD to renewable energy in Turkey. And as you all know, one of the fundamental factors limiting the supply of bankable projects is the lack of an implicit or explicit carbon price. A strong carbon price can trigger a transformational shift in investment behaviors and unlock innovation in technologies, infrastructure, and financing. We are therefore closely following the recent discussions in Turkey for the establishment of an emissions trading scheme. Last but not least, we know that shifting energy investments into renewables has the potential to create a large number of new jobs. But many of these jobs require workers to learn different skills, green skills. That's why we support companies to upskill their current workforce and develop training initiatives to respond to new and emerging skills needs. So, for example, last year, when we provided a loan to the Turkish energy distributor Enerjisa, we introduced a dual education program to boost the green skills of electrical technicians and specialists. We believe that such initiatives are crucial for ensuring not only green, but also a just transition to clean energy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an urgent need to reimagine how we view, invest in, and generate energy. I believe the comprehensive program of this conference will help us to join the dots and get new insights. Thank you for listening to me, and I will now invite Defne back to the stage to moderate, and also the speakers for the first panel, which is implications of geopolitical and energy market volatility to clean energy transition. Thank you.